made the sweetest girl finally snap? You know how your mom told you not to give everything up for love? Well, some people learn the hard way, and that some people is me. I met the guy, Fabrizio, at an open mic night in Boston, and immediately thought he was dreamy. He was like an off-brand version of Russell Brand with the same exact charisma, and I was his off-brand Katy Perry. So I dropped out of college and followed him and his band on their tour, which was honestly just small gigs at dive bars and more open mics. But I really believed he'd be on the big stage one day, and I'd be by his side as their exclusive lyricist and future wife. And we'd live happily ever after with a hamster and 3 kids, right? Wrong. One night while we were at a dive bar in Nashville, a label scout heard the song I had written for Fabrizio and said he saw the band's potential. Fabrizio screamed with excitement, even left a slobbery kiss on my cheek. Can I come along to the label meeting? I asked, grinning back. Fabrizio paused and patted my head like I was a puppy. Sweet cheeks. You know how these industry guys are. They get weird when girlfriends show up, makes us look unprofessional, but I wrote the song, and you did amazing. That's why I need you doing what you do best. Staying behind the scenes, making me shine. That's your superpower, right? Making me look good? He smiled. Besides, someone needs to polish the demo while I handle the business stuff. You wouldn't understand all that contract talk anyway. I nodded and worked on it constantly up until the meeting, making sure every note was perfect. The morning of the meeting, I waited for hours for the band to pick me up. I knocked on their doors, called everyone, no answer. The car was gone. I ran to the concierge in a panic. Have you seen my boyfriend and his group? Jet black hair, kinda like a young Chris Angel. The old lady nodded. Yep, I seen him. Left before dawn. Said not to wake your beauty sleep. Just then the band's car pulled up. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked out with a smile. Hi guys, thanks for picking me up. We heading to the studio? The band looked at each other with a, oh here we go kind of look. The drummer cleared his throat. Fabrizio went solo love. Paid us each $500 to keep quiet about. You know, the bassist handed me a $20 bill. This is for the bus. Fabrizio said you'd understand. They grabbed a phone charger from the room and sped off before I could even process what happened. I stood there in the parking lot and pulled out my phone with shaking hands. The band's Instagram page had post after post of Fabrizio bragging about going solo. His new girlfriend, the scout's assistant, commented about how proud she was of her man's journey. Another nail to my coffin. I walked 2 miles in heels on the side of road, crying into the sweater Fabrizio had left and rested at the gas station. I used the payphone to call him when my phone died. Hello, Fabrizio the rock star here. Fabrizio, it's me, I said, sobbing all over again. Oh, sweet cheeks. Good to hear from ya. Listen, I'm a little busy. Can't you at least give me credit for the songs I wrote? Silence. Then Fabrizio burst out into laughter. Credit? Sure, you wrote good songs and tunes, but sweetie, I'm the one who makes the magic. The singer, the soloist. I'll tell the press about it. Fabrizio's tone got colder. Oh, you will? I guess you could do that. But who would they believe? Someone contracted with a studio? Or a talentless college dropout? I hate you, I said passionately. Ouch. Hey, not my fault you followed me out here for free. Didn't your mom teach you not to give everything for love? I hung up on him, too heartbroken to even continue the call. I pulled out the guitar I brought along to help make songs and sat there singing my heart out, waiting for the bus to take me home. I was still singing when a well-dressed man pulled up and got out of his car, listening to my entire heartbreaking song about Fabrizio before dropping a $100 bill in my guitar case. Excuse me, did you write that? I ignored him. He smiled, introduced himself as Gerald, a manager for writers at a music studio. I don't perform, I said, handing back his 100. I'm just waiting for the bus home. I'm not looking for a performer. I need someone who can write like that. That's when the Greyhound bus pulled up in front of us. How much to Boston? I asked, quickly packing up. $60, ma'am. I looked at the 20 Fabrizio had given and laughed at how pitiful I must have seemed. Doors closing, the driver said. I stepped back and watched my escape route pull away. Gerald was still there. How about that coffee now? He asked gently. I don't have a choice, do I? You always have a choice, but not everyone has this opportunity. And he was right. At that lowest point, everything changed for me. Gerald stayed true to his words about opportunity. He had me writing for real artists, big league ones who fought each other for my songs. One of them was Fabrizio's favorite artist. That's when Fabrizio sent in an email. Hey, sweet cheeks, heard your song on the radio. Seriously great. I'm actually working on new material and could use your magic touch. For old time's sake, I showed Gerald, who laughed. I wrote back, how about a song about a girl who gave up everything for love and learned that she wasn't the problem?